Okay, so here's a little follow-up review on this SSL DD999ACPW. I really, honestly, long-term have no complaints so far. It works really well. So let's go ahead and do a startup test. Now I should mention this is mounted in a 2009 Ford Focus. Okay, you can hear the tuner there. The audio quality is very, very good. I'm gonna turn that off so I don't get copyrighted. Okay, mute that. So, it's gonna connect to my phone now, and it's probably gonna hijack this video, so we'll be back in just a second. I wanna show you how long it takes to go from turning the key to being connected. So, all right, so as you saw there, it takes about 30 seconds or so, maybe a little longer, to go from turning the key on to being able to pull up your CarPlay. This is a really, really nice setup. So we're installed in a 2009 Ford Focus, and the steering wheel buttons actually do work. I'm using a Scotia FD5000SW interface, which is able to talk to the car's computers and get all the inputs that you need. Let me demonstrate some of those. So first of all, you have your volume control via the steering wheel. You have your forward and back. You have your media. Those of you who have the sync systems, unfortunately, in my experience, these buttons do not do anything. If you do hit media, it will switch your input. These buttons work and these buttons work. I've found that that's all I really need. It's unfortunate that I can't use this button to bring up Siri, but there is a button right here. There are a couple other features that the interface allows. For example, when you turn on your headlights, that is gonna dim this display. So you don't have a big flashy bright display when everything else is dimmed down. Another thing that I noticed is even on its dimmest setting, I had the screen set to 0 brightness when the headlights are on. It's still really bright. I think it's the Scotia interface, not the stereo's fault. But when I, for example, turn on my fog lights here, the screen comes up to full brightness. When I turn the fog lights off, it goes back to dim. So like fog lights on, fog lights off. I'm really not sure why it does that. So Scotia, if you're watching, that's something to take care of. I discovered there's a great little feature. What you can do is press and hold that mute button and it'll just turn off the display. The music will keep playing, but your display goes blank. And it keeps the lights on the side so you can see your buttons. Tap anywhere to bring it back and it's good to go. That's especially helpful if I'm listening to music. I have my fog lights on, it's nighttime, and this thing is just blinding. It's at full brightness. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that display off. Really, really helpful feature. Go ahead and turn that back on. Another good feature related to that display mute function is if you press and hold the top button there, it'll bring you to this kind of clock screen, and that actually turns the radio off. So it'll stop your music, and if you tap the screen, it'll go away. It turns blank, and that will completely disable your stereo. So if you want to bring it back, you have to push that button. Everything comes back to normal. This is more of just a screen sleep, like hitting the power button on the top of your phone. That's a nice feature. Pretty much everything is the same as the bench test, but I do want to show you the reverse cam. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in reverse here. Okay, we're in reverse, and you're seeing that we have an error here with no signal detected. Obviously I have a signal, so I'm not sure why it's displaying that, but I will tell you I have all of the connections soldered and it's wired correctly. So it's kind of baffling why the software thinks there's no camera when it's obviously displaying a camera signal. I'm gonna put it back in neutral, and let's go back into reverse. Same error, back to reverse, and there you go. Now the error clears and it shows me my grid lines. So it doesn't do that every time, which I find really annoying. I wish it would be more consistent. Clearly it's a software issue. And there you go. Once you get used to it, it is a great little stereo. The audio quality is superb. You'll see when you get a text message, it'll kick you over to your CarPlay, and you can click on it to hear the text message, and then it clears and goes back to the home screen. It's a really, really nice, simple interface. And with that, I'm going to kick over to the audio comparison, so you can hear the same song played over my stock stereo compared to my aftermarket stereo here.
So just say the words, 'cause you know what it means to me, babe. When you got me, you got me, you got me.
I will tell you, this stereo on its own sounds superb. The sound quality is great. I'm running some Infinity Reference Series 6x8 inch speakers in my doors. In the back, I have a 12-inch subwoofer. It sounds great. It kicks really hard, especially with the windows down. To sum it up, I highly recommend that you check out this stereo. It's probably the best value for your buck right now. So with that, I'm gonna wrap up this review. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this helped you make a decision regarding your aftermarket stereo.